All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 9, part 1.
We're on episode 9?
Episode 9 of WoW, yeah.
Wow.
That is the game. Auction house stuff. Let's see what we got. Nope. Nobody bought my axe from last time.
Oh, that's right. That's how you use that.
Somebody else put one up there for cheaper, which is annoying.
Always.
Let's hope it sells today. Yeah. Miss, I don't want it to sell because that means that I'm going to have a higher advantage on you again. It's only 17 silver and 45 copper if I sell it, so it's not like I'm asking for a miracle. Alright, my goal today, go out, I'm gonna get to Thunder Bluff, pick up the 2 quests I need for Ragefire Chasm there, and I'm gonna hearth back to Ogrimmar, and pick up the quests I need from Undercity. And then I'm gonna run me some Ragefire, hopefully.
Very.
Well, another thing that this doesn't do compared to, say, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has the general leveling roulette and stuff like that. So, if I sit in queue long enough, then it puts me in with the rest of the people that were on general leveling roulette. This doesn't have that. Technically, it's not even a full queue system right now.
Yeah, I know that. That's hence the in theory. Trust me, I know the difference. I made the change, remember?
Or more so for any of the viewers that are just watching just the WoW playthrough stuff and not particularly paying attention to the Final Fantasy stuff.
Or any of the Final Fantasy fans who have never seen this game and decided to click into it.
You know, eventually they do put a proper
Queuing system,
but that doesn't come until Wrath of the Lich King. And like we discussed earlier in some of the earlier videos, they didn't just reload the game with the things that they found out they did wrong, thus reloading it with the new fixes. It's literally the same exact game it was back then.
Yep.
I mean, for Burning Crusade, I was still in the Navy when this came out. I've been out of the Navy since 2009.
Hey, I thought we agreed not to talk about our ages. I'm not old.
not necessarily talking about my age, just referencing time frames. Again, for anyone that doesn't necessarily know this off the top of their head.
I don't have age.
You know, it's easy to look at Final Fantasy right now and say, oh, well, then it's so much better of a game because they've got everything right from the beginning. But they've had how much more time to get those things right before? You know?
Yep. And trust me, they got plenty that they did wrong. That's why Final Fantasy is called A Realm Reborn. It's round 2 on 14. And we won't even discuss the facts of 11.
Ha, 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 11.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take that honor.
That.
Oh, that's great. She straight up brought up Final Fantasy 11. Oh, shit, son.
Yep. I went there. I've gone there a couple of times in Final Fantasy 14 about people going after people who are transferring over from World of Warcraft. It's like, Final Fantasy didn't always get it right.
Yeah. WoW came before even Final Fantasy 11 came out. Like,
Yeah.
11 wasn't 11 coming out right around the time BC dropped,
I
or
think it was shortly after Wrath.
so even after Wrath.
It was after Wrath.
So that means they had already like fixed a lot of the issues with like some of this beginning stuff.
Yep.
Oh, that's even worse. Even worse somehow. Away, oh, way, oh, I'm running.
But even in Final Fantasy XIV, as it is today, you can still look back on a lot of the things they learned. Because in the original Final Fantasy XIV, before A Realm Reborn, if you really want to take a look at the faults in their gathering system, you can just go to the Golden Saucer.
Oh yeah, yeah, that.
The gambling game for mining and botany. Yeah, that was the legit gathering system.
Yeah, and that's just.
It's special. It's really special.
It's something else. Like, I can understand wanting to put some level of skill to it.
It was an experiment. I have to give them credit on the creativity of it.
Well, and what I would even have suggestions on how they could make that better, per se, for just the actual, like, game itself. Like, instead of completely changing the mechanics as it were, like, it gives you the hot and cold thing, where essentially it tells you whether or not you're close or not. Well, if you get, like, to a warm or to a hot, but not precisely on where the node is supposed to be at, they should just shrink it so the bar only balances between the hot zones. Instead of bouncing all the way back through all of the cold zone stuff. Because sometimes you go and you're like trying to click it and it's like right on the edge from where you have it at, from where you know you're about to hit it at. And then it ends up bouncing out of the way. And you end up missing it because it's a fraction of a spot.
Funness of the evolution of gaming. What are you joking on?
Whatever she's been eating on over here. Before we started, she was chewing on something. She kept chewing on it. I asked her what the fuck she was doing. She just got to stop, looked at me, licked her chops, and then kept chewing on it. So now she's choking on it.
Well, a minute ago when I looked over at her, she was licking her paws, so I wasn't sure what she was doing other than just having her weird licking habit.
The Gold Road, ladies and gentlemen, the Gold Road. My episode is going to seem quite boring with just having me run the entire time.
Well, isn't that what pretty much my episode last week was?
Your entire episode, yes.
That is what you said.
I did say episode, but it's not going to be me running the entire 4 parts. I'm already getting ready to go into Southern Barrens, so once I get into Southern Barrens, Camp Terragio is not that far away. And then from there, I just have to get into Molglore, and that's not that. Once I get into Molglore, it's just a matter of getting into Thunder Bluff from there. And yes, I am picking up the flight path, so I do not have to do this run again. I also do have the benefit that I do have sprint.
Yeah, what's that like?
Oh, it's nice. Every 5 minutes for 15 seconds, I can move 50% faster. So if I popped it twice, that means I am now twice as far as I would have been if I didn't pop it at all.
Twice as far? Wow.
Although I'm also playing it safe and staying more on the roadways. At least for the Barrens area. So that's taking a little bit of the time out. But when I see like a level 18 Storm Snout, yeah, don't wanna aggro that. So taking some of the shortcut areas that I could normally take to get around some of this stuff, can't take when I'm trying not to die.
Oh, that's right. I can't control it like that. God damn it.
Your camera controls will not move that way without using your mouse, ma'am.
That was something else they fixed in Wrath.
Flight path, please. Thank you. Come again. I have Camp Terragio flight path now. I got Crossroads flight path now. I'm gonna be FP'd up. Yeah, miss. I think I'm gonna stop questing altogether and just go kill random mobs I can skin.
What?
Yeah, that's something we were discussing last time. You were like, I think I'm done with questing.
Yeah, because I was getting pissed off questing.
I'm just gonna kill all these random mobs that I can skin. I said, well, that is a way. You would definitely be able to make it all the way up to 70 that way.
I know.
And you could do it without dying because you don't have to put yourself at risk fighting monsters that are way higher than you. Or
Yep.
fighting mobs that may pull together in an unfair manner. I do still have 5 of the bobbing apples.
I think I have 2.
I made sure to refresh it at the end after I hearthed back before the end of the last episode. And because I'm just running right now and I'm not worried about what I'm fighting and stuff like that. Because even like right now, everything that's around me is a gray to me. They're level 6s. Oh, there's an 8. It's a green. Kodokaf. See, you could have started over here. I'm gonna start it as a Tauren.
I think
So-
I've played a Tauren before.
You don't really like the look of Taurens, I don't think.
I'm okay with the undead, and I'm okay with the churchy elf people. I'm okay with all elves.
The
and
blood elves.
Church.
They're not church. Keep
They're
here.
stuck up and judgmental, that's church.
They're megalomaniacs. They're not megalomaniacs. What are they? What's the actual terminology for it? They're not even narcissistic. They're like asexuals. They're just into themselves. They're addicts more than anything else.
Find my dog.
Because they're totally addicts. They're mana addicts.
Okay, then the tweaker elves.
There we go. I'll accept tweaker elves. Because they're totally act like tweakers sometimes. A lot of tweakers are also very narcissistic and megalomaniacs. Like they're all about themselves.
Okay, what do we have here?
Bless me.
Bless you.
That's what I said.
I know. That doesn't mean I'm not adding to it.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But TB is in the distance. I repeat, TB is in the distance. We're gonna have a problem here.
TB.
Thunder Bluff.
You have to remember I'm an old-minded person. I'm like tuberculosis.
Okay, you're the correct terminology would have been I am an old school alliance player. So I don't really play Horde to understand Horde's call-outs for their cities. Yeah, OG, TB, UC, Ogrimmar, Thunderbluff, Undercity.
I just mostly meant that the only thing I could come up with for TB was tuberculosis.
The cows have it the worst. Yes, they have tuberculosis the worst. They also have the worst city in the game for potential deaths.
Oh yeah.
Because their city is on the top of a fucking cliff. One wrong step will send you off the edge of the cliff, and fall damage will in fact just kill you. Yeah, the one thing I never really understood when it came to Final Fantasy is why the Chocobo porters? Like, did the Aetheryte system not exist when they first started it?
Not every single little city within one map area has an Aetheryte. And you can use them to go between instead of running. Much like a flight path.
But it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't, but not everybody wants to run it.
Is it Hunters or is it Elders? I think it might be Elders. Dang it.
Like, you can teleport to the horizon, but you can't teleport to headquarters, but you can take a Chocobo porter down instead of having to run it that way every time. Your number one fan of Chocobo porters for that particular purpose is Sonorface.
What? She uses Chocobo porters?
Uh-huh. Anytime she has to teleport to the horizon in order to go to, is it the Waking Sands at that point?
The Waking Sands.
Yeah, okay, the Waking Sands. To go down to the Waking Sands, right there at the horizon teleport, there is a chocobo porter, and she takes that down. She does not run that.
Well, I mean, first off, that's probably why she's broke as fuck.
Peace, friend.
It's in our face if you're watching. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I said you're broke as fuck because you use all of your money to take a chocobo porter when you could have simply have just hopped on your mount at your level.
Well, at her level now she can, but
I mean, even before, like I think I ran there like twice before I got the chocobo mount. Before I asked you what I needed to get a chocobo mount or whatever. I never took a chocobo porter over there. And I had plenty of money. I'm gonna miss that Zeppelin. Doo-da.
Do that yet.
Doo-da.
he can't do that yet.
Oh, it's 3 minutes remaining, but it looks like it's fully cooled down on my screen.
I can't do that yet.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss that Zeppelin. If I could have sprinted, I would have made it. I would have been up there right about now. Hopping on that Zep.
Oh, we're almost out of time.
I know.
Crap.
I
Are we
know.
coming right back in?
I mean, I don't have to come right back in if you don't need to.
I do. That's why I'm asking if you need a bathroom break or something. Do I need to move from where I am?
Oh, no, I don't need a bathroom break or anything.
Okay.
I just lost my Zep, so I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for a Zeppelin. I'm going to be waiting for a Zeppy Zep. Bye, Zeppelin Thunder City. Heart, bye, bow. Just give me enough time to crash the can, so I'm not crashing it on mic.
I'm just standing in a field of death, so that's why I'm like.
Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Do a little dance, make a little
You
love.
want to cut it right now?
Get down tonight.
Just so we can get back to it?
Get down tonight. We can cut it right now if you want to.
Yeah, that would be most convenient.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a little bit.
3, 2,